Hey everybody, it's your man Tyke coming to you with another true spook story. Before I begin, I would like to ask that you guys hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share me if you deem it's worthy. Now, without further ado, let's get on with it. Well, this story is going to take place in Orlando, Florida, off of Sunset Drive, in the apartments right off of Sunset Drive. The apartment colors are orange and burgundy. Orange paint on the walls, burgundy trim, window sills, and the roof. Well, these apartments have virtually stayed the same for 40 plus years, probably longer than that, because I used to frequent there. My grandmother used to live in that area at one point. So, this story is going to be called The Cursed Side Piece. That's right. We finna get into some home wrecking bullshit here. And you guys will get to see the consequences of being a side piece and probably the benefits. I'll let you guys be the judge of that. Well, my grandmother, y'all know her, and my grandfather, they was married till the day he passed away. She never got a divorce from him. They met when they was about 15, 16 years old, got married around by 19, and they was married all the way up until he passed away at the age of 73. Now, my grandma had one rule my granddaddy could not break. At the end of the night, you come your ass home. You never stay out late. You never take that money out that house. But no matter what you do, no matter how you fuck off, she used to tell him, bring your ass home. You sleep in my bed. I get up, I cook your breakfast, I make your coffee, and then you go to work and you do what you do, and that paycheck come home to me. And it went on like this for years and years and years. Granddaddy was out there. He was a charming fella, wore hats, nice suits, dapper dude. So he was a ladies' man, and he let all these women know, hey, I got a main lady, and my main lady is a gun Jew. And everybody knew my grandma, so they wouldn't dare tell her. And they were like, my lady is a gun Jew. Now, she don't mind me messing around, but if you go to that house, you gonna get fucked up in a way that I can't imagine. And Granddaddy used to warn him. So he would be able to get a little trim here and there, have a little fun, talk a little shit. It was nice. It was crazy. I would hear his stories. So one day, this very attractive red bone lady moved in about 6 houses, 6 apartments away from my grandma on the same little apartment strip. So when she moved in, she saw my granddaddy, fairly well built man, nicely dressed. Everybody liked him, smiling, happy. So the little red girl yelled at him. Granddaddy went down there, started talking, made conversation, and they started kicking off. And Granddaddy put the same game on him. Hey, I got a main lady at the house, a wife, a gun Jew, that's my lady. So we can do this as long as you don't bring your shit down there. We can have fun as long as you never knock on that door with any bullshit. Now he warned them. All these other people in town, they understood. Grandma even understood that a man was gonna be a man as long as they have been married so long as he bring that money home and shit do right and he don't disrespect her. She was okay with the shit because she probably had somebody on the side she would trim it. Well, Granddaddy started messing around with this lady. I'm gonna paraphrase her name a little bit and call her Snail, but her name was very close because somebody from Orlando may hear this. So her name was Snail, and Snail had started messing around with my granddad. She was about 32 years, 32, 40 years younger than my granddaddy. So they got to messing around. Granddaddy ended up dropping an old baby in our ass, right? So now Granddaddy got a baby on the way. Granddaddy didn't go down there and tell Grandma. Granddaddy was just cool. Told her, hey, Got a baby, I'll take care of it. But a gunju never finds out about this baby. Times was hard back in them days. That's how the old heads used to work things. So she got all in her feelings when she started getting pregnant. I think, and I'm telling you from eyewitness, this is what I witnessed, y'all. So I think round about she was like 6 months pregnant. She was in her second trimester. And my grandmama had told my granddad, you're gonna start staying home a little bit more because she felt something off. And granddaddy, being that was his wife, he didn't argue. He's like, okay, I'm in the house. So after about 7 days of Snail not seeing granddaddy, she go down there and she knock on grandma's door. Why the hell did she do that, child? Why the hell did she do that, y'all? So she knock on grandma's door, and grandma look out the window, and grandma say, hey, Jerry, you better go out there and fix that bitch you fucking with, because that hoe knocked on my door. You know your hoes and your sluts don't ever get to come here. They don't ever disrespect me. So you better go out there and get that Yankee bitch right before I do something bad to her ass. So granddaddy go out there, open the door, and Snail was like, why, you just gonna abandon us? And I'm 6 months pregnant, you gonna abandon me and your baby? And granddaddy was like, I'm in the living room, all the kids in the living room. Granddaddy like, you need to stop that shit. Ain't nobody abandon nobody. I'll be down there when I get time. Guns, you need me at this house, so go on about your goddamn business. So Snail started getting loud, putting granddaddy business out there, putting grandma business. Oh, you been fucking me. You been fucking me and you been fucking her. Cause that bitch too old, her pussy ain't good no more. So you gotta come down there and get this young red tight pussy. I done put it on you. You done got me pregnant. Now you want me to be second? You need to get your shit and move in with me. I'll take care of you. Now why the fuck did she fuck with grandma's money? Why, y'all? So grandma stepped in front of granddaddy and said, listen here, you janky hoe. You knew he was married and you started trimming him. And while you sitting up here fucking a married man, bitch, I should bust your head open. I should shoot you in your face. Grandma was going ham, and we like, grandma, the pot burning on the stove. And grandma was like, I'll leave you alone for now, bitch, but it ain't over. And grandma pointed her finger. She say, and that bitch of a baby you gonna have, that bitch is gonna be so ugly and wrinkled and deformed. Ain't nobody gonna love that baby. Now that little janky hole in your stomach. Now, grandma, that was the first thing grandma did, to curse her, right? So then, Snail, I almost said her real name. Snail goes back down there. Granddaddy walks her back down, trying to calm her down. Granddaddy come back to the house. We all sitting up there, acting like we ain't nothing. Grandma fix him a cup of coffee with his dinner, and grandma never mentions another word about it. So granddaddy get up and go to work. Grandma come out there and say, hey, Tyke, go down here to this lake. I need you to get me these ingredients, and I'm gonna give you the ingredients, tribe. She told me go find a rock, get someone to scrape all the algae I can off that rock, put it in this right here bag. She said go down there and you go and get some dog shit or some cat piss. Look on the ground. Went down there, put that in a bag. She said, I need you to go over there to that tree over there, that weeping willow tree. I need you to dig deep and say, cut me a piece of the root. It ain't gotta be big, but make sure it gets so deep that it's still wet and moist. And yes, ma'am. So I went down there and the various other things. So I went down there, got all that. Brought her back to the house. She said, thank you, boy. So she gave me $1. So I go to the candy lady, get me a flip. I got me a flip and some bubble gum. Moon pie, that's what we were eating back in the day, moon pie. Got me a flip and a moon pie, bubble gum. And so she was in that kitchen, she was cooking it up. So 2-3 days passed. There wasn't no argument in the neighborhood, wasn't shit going on. So I'm over there again for the weekend. Mama done dropped me off. Hey, Tyke, come here. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I need you to go down there to that bitch house. Go down there, walk down the Snail house. And she said, I need for you to take this bag of stuff and I need for you to throw it on her front porch. And make sure the bag busts so it splatter real good. And she said, nah, I want you to take 10 steps back. Don't turn away from the door. Look at the door and you walk 10 paces back, a minimum of 10. You can walk backwards as long as you can, but just give me 10. And she said, once you do that, then you can turn around and run away and walk away. I said, yes, ma'am. So she stood out the porch because she was just 6 units down now. She stood out on the porch. I walked down there, Snail. So I walked down there to the. So when I got there, Snail front door was open, but they had the screen door closed. And she was like, Tyke, what the fuck you doing? Tyke, what the fuck you doing? And I ain't say nothing. So I just threw the bag of whatever grandma was working on, and it splattered, splash. And the smell came from it was so horrible. I'm like, oh my jeez. So I did the walk back looking at her. I looked dead in her face as I'm walking back. Then after I did about 10 or 12, I just took off running. So I'm gonna tell Jerry when he get home, I'm gonna make Jerry beat your ass. You putting that shit on my porch. So Snell come outside barefoot, and she stepped her feet in the goo grandma made. Then she went and got a tissue and she put that on her hand, trying to clean it up. Then she was wiping it on her shirt, on her clothes, right by her belly where she was pregnant at, y'all. So now, I done did it. I went back to the house. Grandma gave me another $1. Say, good job. Thank you, son. Go on, play with yourself now. Don't tell nobody about this. So, Granddaddy get off work. Snell tell her what I did. Granddaddy get off work. Snell go and tell her what I did. Granddaddy come down there ready to whoop me. And Mom and Grandma was like, Jerry, don't you fucking touch him. I told him to go down there and that lady making that shit up. Don't you whoop him just because you mad at me and because she sitting out there trying to get you to hate your family. So Granddaddy was stuck in a rock and a hard place. So he just like, stay down. Don't ever go down there, boy. I don't care who send you. So I ain't get a whooping that day. So now, Snail is headed to the hospital. She delivered the baby a month early too, premature. She go to the hospital, the baby come out. Just what my grandma said, the baby is an old man baby. The baby look wrinkled, black bags under his eyes. The doctor say the baby got arthritis and everything in the bones. And Granddaddy was like, oh man. So then Snell like, I knew I shouldn't have had no baby from no old man. I knew I shouldn't have had. So now I got a little auntie, very younger than me. We called her a pocket aunt. So now this little pocket aunt growing up, fast forward 5, 6 years, this baby looking old, man. The baby, young baby, but she just looks so old. Lips look old, eyes look old. This is my kinfolk now. This is my auntie. I will put her picture up here, but that'll be disrespectful. So she's sitting up there looking all messed up and old. So everybody in the neighborhood was picking at her, calling her an old man baby. Being picked at at school. Your daddy must be old. Your daddy 90 years old and had you. Your daddy got worms all in you because he nutted out worms and you made up a worm. So the girl grew up with a complex. So that's her story. So now, Granddaddy and Grandma, they living in separate units. They living in separate places. Granddaddy had started living off of Orange Avenue. And Grandma kept her unit. Then she bought a house. So now Snail is going over to Granddaddy's house over there, you know, doing everything with impunity. But now Snail is dealing with a couple of the dudes in the neighborhood. Now, Granddaddy ended up having another baby from Snail. My grandma found out. And my grandma said, Tyke, come here. I said, yes, ma'am. She said, do you know where your granddaddy, do you know what time your granddaddy go down there to Snail house? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, I want you to tell me. I got something for that bitch. I said, yes, ma'am. So I sat out there on the green tank all day waiting on Granddaddy car to pull up. He was driving an 84 Buick LeSabre, powder blue, big body photo. Man, he pulls up. I beeline to the house. Grandma, he there. So my grandma go walk down the back way. And when my grandma go walk down the back way, my grandma take this green rope and she hangs it on the doorknob. Real small, you could barely see it if you ain't paying it no attention. And she hangs it up there. Then she go and she hangs another green string on my mama's door. Get this shit, I can't make this up now. I'm telling y'all some old magic. She hang the green string on my mama door. So now she know granddaddy got this baby, got this lady pregnant, granddaddy about to have a baby. So now, Snail go ahead and give birth. The baby came out the spitting mirror image of my mama. This is the second baby. When I say the mirror image of my mama, my granddaddy first baby, and everybody was like, that baby look just like Pat. That baby look just like Pat. So grandma was like, be lucky I protected this baby from your old ass nut. I made sure that she was gonna get a like this one right here gonna get a good life, cause I sure fucked up the other one. And granddaddy was like, shut up, you don't know what you talking about. Don't be talking such thing. And grandma like, bitch, I made amends for the shit I did to the first little haggard you had. But this one right here, I did good. So consider my debt paid to you. Now get the fuck out my face, Jerry. And granddaddy like, I'm out of here. So now, all this shit going on. 2000 and I'm gonna say granddaddy passes away around by 90. I'm gonna say around by 2003, granddaddy passes away. January 19th, 2003, my granddaddy passed away. So now these girls have grown up. Now they're young women, 17, 18, that in that era. When the lady, when I want to say her name so bad, I just call her Tapper. When Tapper walked into, that's the old man baby, the one they say is the old man baby, y'all. When Tapper walked into the funeral to see granddaddy, we knew what we were going to expect. She was going to be a rough looking boy. Aged and growing up, didn't do her no damn good. It is what it is. That's my kinfolk. I can talk. Y'all can't. So Tapper walks in, and Tapper looks rough. So then Tapper baby's sister walk in, and my mama sitting right here, auntie sitting right here. We all on the front row. Man, tell me why that little baby had the same smile as my mama, the same teeth as my mama, the same skin color. It was like I was looking at my mama at 17 years old, and I'm like, mama, that's you. And grandma was like, don't be surprised. I did the green string trick. Say, I made sure she got a piece of your mama essence inside of her. And so she gonna always be protected because your mama was protected. I protected this one. But that other one, fuck that little bitch. So I went over there, I'm like, hey, auntie, you know, and we making a joke because she's 17 and I'm my nephew. That type of thing. So fast forward, the funeral over. Now we finna get into the creepy shit, y'all. That just was a little bit of the backstory. Now we finna get into the creepy stuff. So now granddad is dead. He got 2 illegitimate kids out of this marriage. Grandma done did some spell work on both of them. One good spell work, one bad spell work. So now Snail has an older daughter named Haseen. And I'm just paraphrasing the name. We'll call her Lady H. So grandma was like, tight, this spell gotta go somewhere. I can't keep feeding it. I say, what you want me to do, grandma? I'm thinking when she said feeding it, I'm thinking, you know, add water to it like a plant or something. She like, this spell gotta do something. I can't keep feeding it. I don't want to have this burden on me no more. I said, what you need me to do, grandma? She said, could you take this down there and get this to Snail, older girl? I said, yes, ma'am. And she said, here, put on these gloves. Put on your granddaddy work gloves. Don't you touch this can. Don't you touch this. So I go down there. I say, Lady H. I say, grandma say, get this to you. And she say, keep it next to your door. And like put a little water in it, put a little plant seed, plant whatever plant you want to put in it. So she said, okay. So Lady H got the Got the can, big old bean can, y'all, with soil and shit in it. And no plant ever grew from it, but I know what grandma did. I know that trick. I ain't gonna tell y'all. Y'all crazy. So she put it by the door, and Lady H used to water that thing all day long. She put her, I think she was trying to grow an apple tree or some shit. So she's watering it. A plant start to bloom. The plant is always healthy, even in the wintertime. The leaves don't die. Just somebody, this plant wouldn't die, wouldn't wither. Even if she ain't watered it for 2 weeks, it would still look lush and beautiful and green. So as Lady H grows up into a young lady at 21, 22, Grandma said, type, I don't need nobody going down there to that house after this date. And Grandma wrote down on a piece of paper, and she said, I don't want y'all going down there. Even if Jerry tell y'all to go there, y'all say no. Don't go down there no more after the date. Grandma said a lot of bad shit finna start happening to the people because that tree doesn't blossom, it doesn't bloom. So we listened because we knew Grandma wasn't about the bullshit. She'll beat your ass and probably put a spell on you. So they still in the same neighborhood, Sunset. And this is where it get bad. Now, I don't know how to judge my grandma on this, but y'all can do whatever y'all want to do. I'm just telling the story. It was a shootout at the house where Snell, oldest girl, Lady H, got shot in her left eye. The little girl lost her left eye. So now she got one eye and a glass eye. Grandma brought havoc on these people. The curse of the side chick, y'all. Then, a little bit further, Snell started dating this dude named E. E ended up going to prison because he sat up there and hit somebody in the car, like hit one of his old enemies and his friends. He was playing around, talking about, I'll run you over in the middle of the project where everybody saw, and he literally didn't hit the brake and ran the dude over, killed the dude, went to prison for 3 years. So now Snell don't have a man. She got 3 babies, one with a lost eye. So then Lady H became the street walker, hoe on the street, walking up Orange Blossom Trail in between Michigan Street and Holden Avenue, selling ass and just out of this way, messing around with filthy white men and poor immigrants, I think. So Grandma was like, that bitch deserved everything, taking my husband. So now Snell got heavy on the crack, drugs, weed, crack rock, drinking. She was a lush, just a lushy old big booted woman, red bone woman, walking up the road talking shit. She used to talk to herself. Grandma drove her crazy. So Grandma was like, that's what you get, you janky bitch. And she'd roll past her, roll down the window, call her a janky bitch, and keep on stepping. And that's that, people. So let me give you the conclusion. I ain't gonna leave you with a cliffhanger. So Grandma finally decided to go and remove the curse off of Snell and her family. So Grandma go over there, she get the can, and that can sat there with that tree just the same side in the middle of the hood. Nobody touched it, y'all. I wish they would have had phones with cameras back then. I would have took a picture of the bit. She finally go get it and she take it to the lake, to the river. I had to hold my grandma's hand, and she unplanted it and she rinsed the roots out in the river and let the water carry it downstream. And then she threw the plant over to the side. She said, okay, I'll just lift that curse off that stupid ass bitch. Say they'll start getting better. Snell started going to church. She had got off drugs. Her daughter, Lady H, started getting help, and now she's wearing a prosthetic eye. The baby that was the old lady's baby, that they call the old man baby, she started looking prettier for some odd reason, and she ended up getting a boyfriend and finally having a baby. And my little auntie that looked exactly like my mama, she began to be snooty and talky, and she started developing her own personality because she was acting 100% like my mama. I thought she was my mama. She was like, Ty, get in the house. Go on in the house. Go on, get down there. I mean, she was just really Like, because her and my mama was sharing a soul. Grandma did a lot of magic. And I'm going to leave it right there. That's it. It probably one of the most spookiest story. God damn it, if you look into it, it's so interesting. But grandma was jaded, angered, and bitter that Snail and Granddaddy produced two kids outside the house. All the way up until my granddaddy dying day, grandma still had them spells on them people. And that whole family life was wrecked because of what grandma did. And grandma took the spell off them people, and her and Snail became good friends. They used to talk and they used to reminisce about granddaddy. And grandma would talk about the baby, feed the baby when they came down to the house and everything. And we got to grow up with our little aunties and stuff. But that's it, everybody. That's what I'm going on, True Spook. I go live after this, so y'all let me know. So tune in. I'm going to go live. If y'all have some questions, I'd love to answer them. And that's it. I'm tight. I'm telling you guys. Just because you're a side piece don't mean you're going to get peace from being on the side. All right, everybody. Take care. God bless. Stay safe.